Listen to me very carefully, because what I am about to share with you is not something that comes through the ordinary channels of communication. This is not a coincidence that brought you here right now in this exact moment, and I need you to understand that your departed loved one has been trying to reach you for days, for weeks, perhaps even longer, sending you signs that you may have dismissed as mere coincidence or imagination. But they have grown so desperate to warn you, so urgent in their need to protect you from what is coming, that they have petitioned the highest realms of heaven itself, and Archangel Michael, the great protector, the divine warrior who stands at the right hand of God, has personally intervened to make sure this message reaches you before it is too late. Your loved one is standing right beside you as you read these words. They are reaching out with every ounce of spiritual energy they possess. They are calling your name over and over, and the veil between this world and the next has grown so thin in this moment that if you quiet your mind and open your heart, you might actually feel their presence, that familiar warmth, that sense of being watched over by someone who knows you better than anyone else ever could, someone who loved you in life, and loves you still from the other side with an intensity that death itself could not diminish. Archangel Michael speaks now with divine authority, and his voice resonates through every dimension of existence. He says that you are standing at a crossroads, that the path you are currently walking is leading you toward danger, toward loss, toward a darkness that your loved one can see clearly from their vantage point in the spiritual realm, but that you cannot yet perceive with your earthly eyes. And they are frantic with worry because they know what is coming if you do not change course immediately. The Archangel wants you to know that your prayers have been heard, that every tear you have cried since your loved one passed has been collected in the golden vessels of heaven, that your grief has moved the heart of the divine, and that is why this intervention is happening right now. Because you are cherished beyond measure, because you matter more than you know, because your life has a purpose that has not yet been fulfilled, and there are forces in the unseen world working tirelessly to make sure you survive what is coming and emerge stronger, wiser, and more powerful than you have ever been before. Your loved one is showing Archangel Michael specific images from your life, moments that only you would understand, private memories that prove beyond any doubt that this message is real and authentic and meant specifically for you. They are reminding you of that conversation you had together, the one where they made you promise something important. They are bringing up that inside joke that no one else would know. They are pointing to that object in your home that belonged to them, the one you cannot bring yourself to move or put away because it still carries their energy, and they want you to know that they see you touching it sometimes when you think no one is watching. They see you talking to their photograph. They hear every word you speak to them in the quiet moments when you allow yourself to remember and to grieve. They are telling Archangel Michael that you have been feeling lost lately, that you have been questioning everything, that you have been carrying a burden so heavy it is crushing your spirit, and they are begging the Archangel to lift that burden from your shoulders, to cut the cords of fear and doubt that have wrapped themselves around your heart like chains, to fill you with the light and strength you need to face what is ahead. The warning your loved one brings is urgent and specific. Archangel Michael says there is a decision you are about to make or have recently made that seems right on the surface but is actually leading you away from your true path. there is a person in your life right now who is not who they appear to be, someone wearing a mask of friendship or love but whose true intentions are harmful. And your loved one from the other side can see this clearly because from where they stand, all masks fall away, all deceptions become transparent, all hidden agendas are laid bare in the light of divine truth. They are screaming at you to be careful, to trust your instincts, to pay attention to that small voice inside you that has been trying to warn you but that you have been ignoring because you want so badly to believe the best about people, because you are kind and trusting and you assume others operate with the same integrity that you do. But Archangel Michael is telling you that not everyone deserves your trust, that there are wolves dressed in sheep's clothing walking through your life right now, and your loved one is desperate to protect you from the pain that is coming if you do not open your eyes and see the situation for what it really is. But this warning is not just about external threats, it is also about the war you are waging inside yourself, the battle between hope and despair, between faith and fear, between your higher self that knows you are destined for greatness and your wounded self that whispers lies about your worthlessness, and your loved one wants you to know that they did not cross over into the light only to watch you destroy yourself with negative thinking, with self-sabotage, with the belief that you are somehow broken or unworthy of happiness. Archangel Michael is placing his hand on your shoulder right now. You might feel a sudden warmth or tingling sensation. You might feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. You might feel an overwhelming sense of being protected and loved, and that is his energy merging with yours. That is his way of letting you know that he is real, that this message is real. That heaven itself has opened its gates to reach down and touch you in this moment because you are that important, because your survival and success matter to the grand design of the universe in ways you cannot yet comprehend. Your loved one is also bringing a message of hope. They want you to know that everything you have been through, every moment of suffering, every loss, every betrayal, every night you cried yourself to sleep wondering if things would ever get better, all of it has been shaping you, forging you in the fires of transformation, turning you into a warrior of light who will one day help others navigate their own darkness because you learned to navigate yours. They are telling Archangel Michael that you have a gift, something special that sets you apart, a sensitivity to the spiritual realm that you have been afraid to acknowledge because people have mocked you for it, called you crazy, told you that your experiences are not real, but your loved one is confirming that everything you have felt, every presence you have sensed, every message you have received in dreams or through synchronicities, all of it has been absolutely real, and they have been one of the spirits guiding you, sending you signs, trying to communicate with you through the language of the soul which does not use words but speaks in feelings, in knowing, in sudden insights that arise from nowhere and everywhere all at once. Archangel Michael is revealing something else now, something that will shock you but that you need to hear. He is saying that your loved one did not leave you by accident, that their death, as painful and senseless as it seemed at the time, was actually part of a soul contract that was written before either of you were born, that on some level beyond conscious understanding, you both agreed to this separation knowing that it would serve your highest growth, knowing that their departure would catalyze a spiritual awakening in you that could not have happened any other way. This does not mean their death was meant to be, or that it was not tragic, or that your grief is not valid. It simply means that in the larger tapestry of existence, even the most painful experiences are woven into patterns of meaning and purpose that our limited human perspective cannot fully grasp, and your loved one wants you to know that they are not suffering, they are not in pain. They are more alive and free and joyful than they ever were in their physical body, and they are watching over you every single day, celebrating your victories, mourning your sorrows, cheering you on through every challenge, and they will be there to greet you when your own time comes to cross over. But that time is not now. You have so much life left to live, so many people left to touch, so many miracles left to experience. And they need you to choose life, to choose hope, to choose to keep going even when everything in you wants to give up. The Archangel is also addressing a specific situation that is weighing heavily on your mind right now. You know exactly what I am talking about, that thing you have been obsessing over, turning over and over in your thoughts, losing sleep about, trying to control, but finding that the harder you try to force an outcome, the more chaotic everything becomes, and Archangel Michael is telling you to surrender it, to place it in God's hands, to trust that the universe is conspiring in your favor even when all evidence seems to suggest otherwise, because you are looking at the situation from ground level where all you can see is the obstacles and problems directly in front of you. But from the heavenly perspective, from the vantage point of your loved one who can now see the bigger picture, this situation is actually redirecting you towards something far better than what you think you want. It is closing one door so that a much bigger, much more beautiful door can open, and if you continue to bang on the closed door, if you refuse to turn around and see what else is available to you, you will miss the miracle that is trying to unfold in your life right now. Your loved one is reminding you of your strength. They are showing Archangel Michael all the times you survived what you thought would destroy you, all the times you got back up after being knocked down, all the times you chose love over hate, forgiveness over resentment, courage over fear, and they are telling the Archangel that you are one of the strongest souls they have ever known, that your capacity for resilience is extraordinary, that you have within you a well of power so deep that you have not even begun to tap into its full potential, and this current crisis, this dark night of the soul you are experiencing, is actually the catalyst that will unlock that power and reveal to you who you really are beneath all the layers of conditioning and trauma and false beliefs that have been covering up your true divine nature. The Archangel is saying that you are not a victim of circumstances, you are a creator, you are a co-author of your reality, and the thoughts you think, the words you speak, the beliefs you hold are literally shaping the world around you, attracting experiences that match your vibrational frequency. And if you want your life to change, you must first change the story you are telling yourself about who you are and what is possible for you. There is something else, something that your loved one is almost hesitant to reveal, but that Archangel Michael insists must be spoken. They are saying that you have been feeling guilty, carrying shame about something related to them. Perhaps something you said or did not say before they died, perhaps something you did or failed to do, perhaps a conflict that was never resolved, and this guilt is eating away at you, poisoning your peace. And they want you to know that they forgive you completely, that there is nothing to forgive because they understand now in ways they could not when they were human. They see your heart, they see your intentions, they know that you loved them and that you did the best you could with the awareness you had at the time, and they are begging you to forgive yourself, to release this burden that serves no purpose except to keep you trapped in the past, to let it go and step into the present moment, where life is waiting to shower you with blessings but cannot do so while you remain chained to guilt and regret. Archangel Michael is cutting these chains right now as you read these words. He is using his flaming sword to sever every cord of attachment to past pain, every energetic tie that binds you to situations and people who no longer serve your highest good. And you might feel emotional as this happens. You might feel tears coming. You might feel a sudden release in your chest or stomach, and that is the evidence that this is real. That something is actually shifting in the invisible realm, that you are being set free whether your logical mind understands it or not. The warning intensifies now because time is truly of the essence. Your loved one is showing images of a specific time frame. They are pointing to the coming weeks, to a window of opportunity that is opening but that will not stay open forever, to a chance you must seize before it vanishes. And they are also warning of a potential loss, something you could lose if you do not act quickly. If you do not listen to the guidance that is being offered, if you continue on the path you are currently on, without making corrections. Archangel Michael does not reveal these things to frighten you but to empower you, to give you the information you need to make wise choices, to avoid unnecessary suffering, to step into the timeline where you thrive rather than merely survive, because there are multiple possible futures stretching out before you, and the one you experience depends entirely on the choices you make in these crucial moments. And your loved one is trying to steer you toward the best possible outcome, the one where you emerge victorious, where you find love and abundance and purpose, where you look back on this dark time and realize it was the turning point that changed everything for the better. There is a person coming into your life soon, Archangel Michael says, someone who will play a significant role in your journey forward, and your loved one is excited about this connection because they know that this person is part of your soul family. Someone you have known in other lifetimes, someone whose energy matches yours in a way that will feel immediately familiar and comfortable, and this person will either be a romantic partner, a friend, a mentor, or a collaborator who helps you build something meaningful, but you must be open to receive them, you must be willing to let down your walls, to risk being hurt again, to trust again, because if you remain closed and guarded in your fear, you will miss this divine appointment, you will push this person away before the connection has a chance to develop, and your loved one will be heartbroken watching from the other side because they worked so hard to orchestrate this meeting, to line up all the synchronicities and circumstances that will bring you together. The Archangel is preparing you for this encounter right now. He is clearing away the debris of past relationships, healing your heart, restoring your faith in love and human connection, and he is asking you to watch for the signs, to pay attention when you meet someone and feel that spark of recognition, that sense of coming home, that inner knowing that this person is important even if you cannot explain why with logic or reason. Your loved one is also addressing your financial situation. They see the stress you have been under, the anxiety about money, the fear that you will never have enough, that you will never be secure, and they want you to know that abundance is your birthright, that you are a child of the divine and the divine does not withhold good things from its children, that the universe is infinitely abundant and there is more than enough for everyone. But you have been blocking the flow with your fear-based thinking, with your belief in scarcity, with your focus on lack rather than plenty. Archangel Michael is telling you to shift your attention, to focus on what you do have rather than what you lack, to express gratitude for every small blessing because gratitude is the magnet that attracts more blessings, and he is saying that a financial breakthrough is coming, that an unexpected source of income or a solution to your money problems is about to present itself, but you must be open to receiving it. You must be willing to take inspired action when the opportunity appears. You must trust that you are being provided for even when your bank account says otherwise, because money is just energy and energy flows where attention goes, and your loved one is working behind the scenes in the spiritual realm to open doors, to connect you with the right people, to place you in the right place at the right time so that prosperity can find you. But there is something you must do first, Archangel Michael says. There is a step you must take, a risk you must be willing to embrace, a leap of faith that is required of you, and your loved one is urging you forward. They are saying that you already know what this is, that intuitive hit you received, that crazy idea that keeps coming back to you, that thing you want to do but are afraid to try because what if you fail? What if people laugh? What if you are not good enough? But they are telling you that the only real failure is never trying, that you will regret your inaction far more than any mistakes you might make in the process of pursuing your dreams, and they wish they had taken more risks when they were alive. They wish they had worried less about what other people thought and lived more boldly, more authentically, more in alignment with their true desires, and they do not want you to make the same mistake. They do not want you to arrive at the end of your life with a heart full of regrets and a head full of what-ifs. They want you to go for it, to be brave, to trust yourself, to know that even if things do not turn out exactly as planned, you will learn and grow and become more than you were before, and that is what life is really about, not achieving some arbitrary definition of success but evolving, expanding, becoming more fully yourself with each passing year. Archangel Michael is placing a protection seal around you right now, an invisible shield of divine light that will guard you from negative energy, from psychic attack, from the jealousy and malice of others, from accidents and harm, and your loved one requested this specifically because they have seen the spiritual warfare that is taking place around you, the dark forces that have been trying to derail you, to discourage you, to make you give up, and they are not going to let that happen. They have called in reinforcements from the highest levels of the angelic realm, and you are now surrounded by an army of light beings who are fighting on your behalf, clearing obstacles from your path, whispering guidance in your ear, sending you signs and synchronicities to let you know you are not alone, that you are deeply loved, that you are being divinely guided even when you cannot see the hands that are guiding you. You might notice an increase in angel numbers, seeing 1111 or 444 or 777 repeatedly. You might find feathers in unexpected places. You might hear a song on the radio that was meaningful to you and your loved one. You might smell their perfume or cologne out of nowhere. And these are not coincidences. These are deliberate messages being sent through the veil to comfort you, to remind you of their continued presence, to encourage you to keep going, to assure you that they are still with you even though you cannot see them with your physical eyes. The Archangel is revealing one more thing, something profound and transformative. He is saying that you have healing abilities, that your hands carry the power to soothe pain, that your words carry the power to mend broken hearts, that your presence carries the power to bring peace to troubled souls, and your loved one knew this about you even before you knew it yourself. They saw your gifts and they are encouraging you from the other side to step into your role as a healer, as a light worker, as someone who makes the world brighter simply by being in it. And this does not necessarily mean you need to become a professional healer, although that is certainly an option if it calls to you, but it does mean that you need to recognize the impact you have on others, the way people feel better after talking to you, the way your energy can shift the atmosphere of a room, the way your compassion and understanding create safe spaces for people to be vulnerable and real. Your loved one is saying that this gift is your purpose, that you were born to help others heal, and the pain you have experienced in your own life was not meaningless suffering but rather the training ground that gave you the depth, the wisdom, the empathy necessary to hold space for others in their pain. And now it is time to use what you learned, to transform your mess into your message, your test into your testimony, to let your wounds become wisdom that you share with the world so that others do not have to suffer as much as you did, because they will have you as their guide, as their example, as living proof that it is possible to survive the unrevivable and come out stronger on the other side. Archangel Michael's final message is one of immense hope. He wants you to know that despite everything you have been through, despite all the reasons you have to be bitter and closed and afraid, you still have the capacity to love, to trust, to hope, to dream, and that is extraordinary, that is miraculous, that is evidence of the divine spark that lives within you, that indestructible essence that cannot be damaged by any circumstance or tragedy, and he is asking you to protect that spark, to nurture it, to let it grow into a flame that lights up not only your own life but the lives of everyone you encounter. Your loved one's final words, spoken through the Archangel with such tenderness it would bring you to your knees if you could hear it with your physical ears, is simply this: I am so proud of you, I love you more than words can express, I am always with you, do not be afraid, do not give up, your best days are ahead of you. This is not the end of your story but rather the beginning of a new and beautiful chapter. And I will be here guiding you every step of the way until we are reunited in the light. But until then, live, really live, love deeply, forgive freely, shine brightly, and know that you are never, ever alone. The veil between worlds grows thinner still as Archangel Michael continues to channel the urgent messages from your beloved departed, and there is so much more they need you to understand, so many layers of truth that must be revealed before this divine window closes and the ordinary world reasserts itself and you go back to your daily routines, forgetting the magnitude of what is being offered to you in this sacred moment. Your loved one is pressing closer now, their energy intensifying, and if you are sensitive enough you might actually feel a shift in the temperature around you, a sudden coolness or warmth, a tingling sensation moving across your skin, a feeling of being embraced by invisible arms, and this is them, this is their way of saying I am here, I am real. Please listen because what I am about to tell you could save your life, could transform your circumstances, could be the key that unlocks every door that has been closed to you for far too long. Archangel Michael speaks with increasing urgency now because he can see the crossroads approaching. He can see the moment just days or weeks ahead when you will be forced to make a choice that will determine the trajectory of your entire future, and your loved one is frantic with the need to prepare you, to give you the wisdom and insight you need to choose correctly. Because from where they stand in the eternal now where past and future exist simultaneously, they can see both timelines stretching out before you, the one where you make the right choice and step into a life of such beauty and fulfillment that your current self cannot even imagine it, and the other timeline, the dark one, the one where you make the wrong choice out of fear or pride or stubbornness and condemn yourself to years of struggle and regret and wondering what might have been if only you had listened to that small voice inside you that was actually your loved one whispering guidance through the thin places between dimensions. The Archangel is revealing specific details now, things that only you can verify, passwords to prove that this connection is authentic and not some generic message that could apply to anyone. Your loved one is bringing up that dream you had last week, the one that felt so vivid and real that when you woke up you were disoriented, unsure for a moment which reality was true, and they want you to know that was not just a dream. That was an actual visitation, they came to you in the dream time. Because that is when your conscious mind relaxes its grip and your soul becomes accessible, and everything that happened in that dream was a message, every symbol and person and scenario was carefully chosen to communicate something important. And if you go back and analyze it now with the understanding that it was a spiritual communication rather than random brain activity, you will see the guidance embedded within it. You will understand what they were trying to tell you. They are also pointing to that strange occurrence that happened in your home recently, that object that moved on its own, that light that flickered at a significant moment. That technology that malfunctioned in a way that seemed almost intentional, and they are confirming yes, that was me, I was trying to get your attention, I was trying to let you know I am still here, still involved in your life, still capable of affecting physical reality when the need is great enough and heaven grants me permission to reach through the veil. Your loved one is also addressing something painful, something you have not told anyone, a secret you carry that fills you with shame or fear or confusion, and they want you to know that they know about it, that nothing is hidden from them now that they exist in a realm of total truth and transparency, and they do not judge you for it. They understand the circumstances that led to it. They see your heart and know that you are not a bad person, that you are simply human, simply struggling, simply doing your best in a world that is often cruel and confusing and overwhelming, and whatever this thing is that you are hiding, whatever mistake you made or secret you keep, it does not define you, it does not diminish your worth. It does not disqualify you from love or happiness or redemption, and they are asking you to be gentle with yourself, to extend to yourself the same compassion you would offer to someone you love who came to you with a similar confession, to forgive yourself and move forward, because carrying this burden is destroying you from the inside out. It is blocking your blessings. It is keeping you trapped in a prison of your own making, and the key to that prison is self-forgiveness. It is the willingness to say, I am human, I made a mistake, I am sorry, and now I am choosing to do better, to be better, to release this weight and step into the light of a new beginning. Archangel Michael is warning you now about a specific person, and your loved one is confirming this warning with such intensity that you need to pay very close attention. There is someone in your immediate circle, someone you trust, someone who presents themselves as a friend or ally, but this person is not operating with pure intentions. This person has been lying to you, manipulating situations behind your back, speaking poorly of you to others while maintaining a friendly face to your presence. And your loved one can see this treachery clearly, because from the spiritual realm all masks fall away, all deceptions become obvious, and they are desperate to protect you from the betrayal that is coming if you continue to trust this person with your vulnerabilities, with your secrets, with your time and energy and resources. The Archangel is giving you specific signs to watch for, behaviors that will reveal this person's true nature if you pay attention with discernment rather than blind trust. Notice how they respond when you share good news. Do they genuinely celebrate with you, or is there a flicker of envy, a subtle diminishing of your joy? Notice how they speak about others when those people are not present. Because however they speak about others is how they speak about you when you are not around. Notice whether they respect your boundaries or constantly push against them, testing to see how much they can take from you, how much they can control you, how much they can use you for their own purposes. But your loved one does not want you to become paranoid or suspicious of everyone. They simply want you to be wise, to trust your intuition, to pay attention to the feelings that arise in your body when you are around certain people, because your body knows before your mind does. Your gut instinct is actually your soul's warning system, and when you feel that subtle contraction, that sense of unease, that inexplicable discomfort around someone even though they have not done anything obviously wrong, that is your inner guidance trying to protect you. That is your loved one working through your intuition to steer you away from harm, and you need to start honoring those feelings instead of dismissing them. You need to stop overriding your instincts with logical explanations. You need to trust that you know things you do not know you know. That wisdom exists within you that does not come from books or education but from the ancient knowing of your soul that has walked this earth many times before and has learned to recognize danger, to sense intention, to feel the truth beneath the surface presentation. The Archangel is also bringing a message about your health, and your loved one is particularly concerned about this. They are seeing stress in your body, tension you are carrying that is manifesting as physical symptoms, perhaps headaches or digestive issues or chronic pain or exhaustion that no amount of sleep seems to cure, and they want you to understand that these symptoms are not random. They are your body's way of telling you that something in your life is out of alignment, that you are pushing yourself too hard, that you are not honoring your needs, that you are saying yes when you need to say no, that you are giving away your energy to people and situations that do not deserve it, and your body is breaking down under the weight of this imbalance. Archangel Michael is calling you to make your health a priority, to understand that you cannot pour from an empty cup, that self-care is not selfish but essential, that taking time to rest and restore yourself is not laziness but wisdom, and your loved one is begging you to slow down, to listen to what your body is telling you, to make the changes necessary to bring yourself back into balance before a minor issue becomes a major crisis. Because they can see the trajectory you are on, and if you do not change course soon, you are heading toward a health emergency that could have been prevented if only you had listened to the whispers before they became screams.